You guys, we made it home, and I have a luggage full of decor that I need to show you. Our haul of all the things that we got, and yes, it all fit in the luggage. No, we did not get a huge cargo container like I had dreams about, or even ship a box of things. Although I could have, I did exercise restraint. I'll explain. We were flying to Paris and we were almost there. And on the planes, they'll kind of give you a map, you know, so you can see where you are on it. It kind of dawns on me, like, we just flew so far. It's like the concept of it is so crazy. It was such a special trip. It was so much fun to go with my mom and bring her, because when she went in like year 2000 was the last time she went out of the country, and she toured Europe with my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my aunt. And she got really sick in Paris, so she didn't get to see anything. To take her back and to go all the places and even go somewhere new and go to the south of France was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna get into it. While we do the haul, I'm gonna like share some things that I think we did that worked really well for our trip, because I did plan this one all myself. We didn't go on a tour. No one else helped me plan this. This was purely my own research and figuring out how we could see the most that we could in the time that we had while we were there. We very much traveled with the intention to bring things back as much as we could in our own luggage and just carry it with us. As I was packing my clothes to wear, as I was deciding all of those types of things, what I was bringing, I was trying to be really thoughtful about how much space it was going to take up, and if I could wear outfits more than once, like mix and match. So I did that really well. I ended up wearing a bunch of pieces again and just kind of made different outfits out of them. So packing 101, if you're gonna travel and you wanna bring stuff back, you are going to need a hard shell luggage. The largest one so that you can check it in, and hard shell makes sure that your stuff isn't going to get damaged. If you have soft, like a soft fabric, it's not as good as the hard shell. So highly recommend. A big thank you to Monos for sponsoring this video. They sent me this luggage right before Paris. This thing went all over France with us. I think, yeah, I still have the tags on. So not only do I really like this luggage because of its hard shell, but also what's inside. The wheels also work really good. My mom had a luggage that she had and it didn't roll near as good as this one did. So when we're like running to the train because we have 3 minutes to get all of our luggage on, things like this come in really handy when your luggage just works with you instead of against you. So I really like that it had all these extra compartments and straps to keep things organized. When you have a big luggage, it's really hard to keep things like things together, so you can really pack well and smart so you can save on space. So these helped a ton, especially with like the extra pockets and things. This case is so durable, yet super lightweight. So it didn't add any more weight to my overall luggage, so I could bring back that extra piece of art or that extra thing without going over the maximum weight I needed for the airport. The case is actually made from a lightweight aerospace grade polycarbonate material that is nearly impossible to break. This is the check-in large size, and I got the color Desert Taupe because you know I love taupey colors, but it comes in 10 different really beautiful colors. They have the check-in large and medium, and then also a large and small kind of carry-on, and different weekender bags and backpacks, so really everything for travel. Monos is actually the first luggage brand to be climate neutral certified, so sustainability is top on their list to really use their company and brand for good. If you're looking to upgrade your existing luggage, or you're going on a fantastic trip and really want a quality piece of travel luggage, highly suggest checking them out. I'll leave a link to their website in the description box, and you guys can use my promo code MaCenna for an extra discount. Also, something that I hope worked, that was actually brilliant, was bringing this, the largest, cheapest, durable duffel bag that I could find. It was folded up in our luggage until the very last day when we needed to redistribute everything. So since my hard shell case was going to keep all of my decor that I was bringing back safe, I shifted all of my clothes into this duffel bag and distributed the weight. I was so sad when I got to the airport and they told me that my bags were underweight. The fact that I could have brought more back kills me, but it's okay. It's okay. I did pretty much bought everything that I wanted back, so I'm really, really happy. Number 3 is packing cubes. This set comes with lots of different sizes that really kept everything inside my big luggage organized. Monos has a really good set on their website that you guys can check out. And this has lotion, facial cleanser, and body soap. I actually bought it on board the plane with me because I wanted my face cleanser. I was the only one that went through security that was able to just slip this out of my bag into the container. They were a lot more strict at the France airport about actually separating out your bottles and things than they are here in the States going. While Romeo and my mom had to pull everything out, and then they gave them bags and they had to put everything in plastic bags, I was already going through. So this was definitely really handy. So I will link all of these things. I'll continue to give you guys tips as we go along, but let me show you the very first piece that I got that is actually still my favorite. Well, they're all my favorite. Could have stayed there forever, honestly. Like, it was just kind of like I was in a flea market dream. This was my very first piece that I found, and what I was really looking for were things that I have never seen before, and I knew I couldn't get it in the States anywhere. If I couldn't think of a store that might have it, I was buying it. This little spoon saucer, little spoon holder. It's definitely hand painted. It says something France, ALSAC, that might be an E, Alsace on the bottom of it. So cute. For my coffee in the morning, my coffee spoon. So I was so scared that this would break that I was actually holding this our entire trip. Like in my purse or in my carry-on, because I was just like freaked out about it. This is so special. It was €5. I love it. So that was the very first thing that I bought at the Paris flea market. A few days before that, there was actually a smaller flea market that was happening just kind of in a square, kind of like a parking lot, just researching city planners or city websites that showed events, which ones were going to be flea markets for specifically home decor, and on the days that the Paris flea wasn't, because I knew we were gonna spend all day at the Paris flea. So I found this one and we went, and I did get one thing. It was the most I spent on a singular item. Now going through the whole trip, I'm so glad that I bought it because I felt like it would have been another thing like that little dog picture from Amsterdam that I regretted not buying. It is stunning. It is an old oil painting of hydrangeas, beautiful and crackled and old and moody and everything that I want in art, and I know I would have regretted not buying it. I paid €300 for this one. I want to decipher the name, but I'm not gonna have much luck. I'm gonna Google Lens it and see if I can find anything about it. But she originally wanted $450, then came down to $350, and then my mom somehow, I don't know how they communicated, but she came down to $300, and she was just showing us on her phone, like on her calculator, the numbers. Okay, I'm gonna do it, because that's so pretty. So at the time that I found that, we were staying in our first Airbnb, which was an 18th century old, original, fully curatedly decorated Airbnb. It was absolutely amazing. And there's a reason why I chose Airbnbs over hotels. I really like to travel when I'm immersed in the culture. I want to be like I'm living there. I wanted to be in the neighborhoods and just be like a local kind of thing. I wanted to experience everything that they would, like climbing up the 3 flights of stairs. And when I saw this place on Airbnb and it was available, it was absolutely stunning. It was an experience that I'll never forget, and that makes me really, really happy. I'm so glad we did that. Another reason why we chose to stay in Airbnbs over hotels is it's really hard to find a hotel that will accommodate 3 people in a single hotel room. Like even if you get like double beds, and we didn't want to split up. Airbnbs really accommodate more space. You have more of a kitchen, you have a little more like you're living there, and it's cheaper. So it's like, it's totally worth it. Airbnbs are always the way to go as long as the reviews are good good and you feel safe. So walking around the flea markets, both in Paris and in the south of France, there was so much good art. Of course, all of the style is going to be exactly what I always look for. And I came across this whole vendor that had all of this art laid out on a table, and it was unframed. And I was like, oh, that's like a really cool thing to bring back, because then I have a lot of frames and they're gonna pack really well, and I'm gonna be able to get a lot of art home that way. So I could have bought more, actually, now knowing that my luggage was underweight, but I got a few pieces from him and then another vendor, and they were 10 euros a piece. This little boat scene, if anyone knows like what part of France this is from, please let me know. It says P. Rousseau, 1949. It has a France flag on the boat, so it's clearly somewhere in France. This was just so pretty. Like, I love the shape, rectangular, and it's just painted on a board. This one that had so much movement, so much character, so much texture. It's like a little trough for water and some cows. Gosh, they actually look like longhorns, but I know they're not. And a little fox and a mountain scene in the trees. This one is signed 1948. So that's really cool. And then they had some that were on canvases like this one. I got this one from the same vendor, still 10 euro. And it's just a really pretty French countryside scene. It's just really, really pretty. So if you're there, definitely keep your eyes peeled for unframed art. I feel like there was a lot of really good options. So let's talk about the train. This was really tricky to plan for me, and I'm not quite sure why, but I have a few tips, and I'll leave the link to where we booked the train if you are going to be traveling from Paris down to the south of France or just around in general. It was obviously the first time we were taking the train, so we all collectively didn't know what to expect, how long it was gonna take to get on the train. I tried to book our train tickets a couple of months in advance, and I decided not to do it because it kept giving me options that all had, for lack of a better term, layovers. We would have to change trains or have a long stop past our destination. Finally, within a couple of weeks from our trip, I found, and I'll put it on the screen, exactly the name, I found the train that went straight from Paris to Avignon, Aix-en-Provence, and Marseille. It was traveling at like 200 and something miles per hour. It was a super fast train, so it took us about 3 hours. Each stop, except for the last stop, was only 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes to get all your luggage on or off the train. There you can get a first class ticket or a second class ticket. We opted for the first class ticket because I really wanted a plug so I can work. So that really kept me ahead on like my vlog editing and stuff. Super comfortable. You can get through the train station fairly quickly and it's super easy. You just scan your barcode, but you have to understand the cars and the classes of the train. So you just kind of have to pay attention to what each car says so that you can find your right seat. So once we figured it out, it was really easy. So highly, highly recommend taking the train if you just want to shoot down to the south of France. Then from there, you can take the smaller trains to the other cities. Like if you wanted to go to Cannes or Saint-Tropez or Nice, you can go to Nice. So you can go to all of those like beachy towns. So I found an additional vendor to those in art. And I got some other pieces. Now these were 30 euro a piece. They were also unframed. He knew the artist and he wrote it on the back so that, because it was kind of hard to see, but he did the research. Numa Galette in Montague. Really pretty, like simple scene. I love small art and I'm hoping I can find like a chunky frame for it. It was marked 150 euro, but I got it for 30. Also got my man from him. Love him. Eugene Wentzinger. He's like moody and awesome. I love him. He was also 30 euro. So I spent 60 at this place, but I just love them. I like had to have them. And again, they're on board. So it was like so good and so worth it. When we stayed at the first Airbnb, how it was decorated was very abundantly. She had curated so much, from books to trinkets to little ceramic pieces. And just being in that Airbnb, I was so attracted to all of these ceramic pieces that she had. I was like, oh, I love how she has them just like on the shelves and styled, and the fullness of the bookshelves and all of that. So then it inspired me. So then I was on the hunt for like more ceramic, you know, kind of pieces. So I came across and we have to clean it. But we came across this little pretty. It had a set. Couldn't find the matches to the lids and all of that, but how precious is that? I love that. I thought it would be so cute next to my kitchen. Like just an eclectic mix of unique finds. That's what I really was looking for. This one was 10 euro. If you ever have the opportunity to go to the Paris flea market, it happens every weekend and it's for 2 to maybe 3 days. It's Saturday, Sunday for sure, and then some vendors are open on Monday. So we went on a Saturday, and it's a whole bunch of markets put into one central kind of area. And sometimes you don't really know when you've crossed over into like one of the different markets, but sometimes you do. So my favorite section of all of the tiny flea markets that made up the Paris flea was called Vernaison. It was like these smaller little mazes of different vendors, and you would go under like the canopies and just around, and it was like you were on a treasure hunt. And I feel like that's how kind of flea markets are. That's what excites me so much, and it felt even more like that. Like I felt like I was gonna find something like so special and so cool. I actually got this, the only piece of framed art that I bought. And he was the sweetest man. My mom actually got 2 pieces from him, one unframed and one framed. This, you guys know I love moody art, and you know I love fruit. This is everything. Oh, I love it so much. It was 120 euro, framed beautifully, old, you know, just everything. I think it says Cavell, maybe Corel. Absolutely stunning. Imagine when we redo the kitchen and we have more places for art and we can incorporate that. That is so stunning. It's just peaches with a glass of something and a knife. Art was abundant there. It's really exciting. I think this was in a different market. This was in the Delphine market. This pretty fabric. I'm a sucker for pretty fabrics. I feel like it's hard to kind of find pretty fabrics sometimes, like vintage fabrics. And so I got this one. It had a little bit of sun damage, but it didn't bother me that much. I thought it would be beautiful as a runner. I don't know what it was originally, but imagine this on a tablescape, like in the middle. I don't remember how much I paid for that. It wasn't very much. We're walking kind of out of that section, and we came across the most beautiful lighting, globe, and hardware store. I have never seen that many globes, beautiful textured vintage globes before. They probably weren't even vintage. Some of them were, but probably some of them were new, but they were gorgeous. But what I was looking for and I wanted to find was hardware. And I don't know why, I'm very into getting hardware from wherever we're traveling. And I got some hardware pieces from there. They're ceramic and brass, and they're more like handles. I'm so excited when we actually do the kitchen and renovate. I want to do some like built-in glass shelves all along the wall of the entry to the kitchen. And I thought these would be so pretty as handles on like 2 kind of sections. I got 4 handles. That was all they had that matched. Those are gonna be from France in there, you know? I thought that was so neat. When we went to the south of France, we went to, one of the highs actually was visiting the atelier. That was like amazing. Paul Cézanne's atelier, where he painted, was just so cool. You could just feel the creativity all around you. And we definitely went a little crazy at the gift shop, if you will. I got one piece of art that I can frame that's really pretty. They had these tea towels hanging on the wall. And I'm like, oh, that's such a cool thing to hang the tea towels. You'll actually see a lot of these vendors too. They're new, but you'll actually see a lot of these vendors at the flea markets too. And I thought it was such a cool thing to hang. It's one of his pieces of art with his name at the bottom. And I want to hang it in the kitchen next to one of the cabinets on a skinnier wall. Now, it was really hot when we were there, so my mom and I both had fans. I got this beautiful fan with his art on it. This was a lifesaver. I kept borrowing my mom's, so I got my own. Like, it helped a lot. Paul Cézanne, postcards, just some little like things. I love collecting these postcards because I also like to frame them if I have, you know, like a smaller frame and things. Speaking of gift shops, we also got a few things from the Louvre, things for like family and things. And I got this really pretty like ornament for our first Christmas here in the new house. I thought that that was really pretty to hang on the tree. And I also got this, I was into tea towels, I don't know, but I got this made in France tea towel. I thought it would be kind of cute, like in the kitchen somehow, you know, because I like to hang tea towels like on the stove, like off the stove like that. We also visited this little gift shop in Aix-en-Provence, and I got this really pretty dish. It has this sharp kind of like section to grate garlic. A-I-L is garlic in French, and it was like so pretty from Aix-en-Provence. I thought that was so neat. And I got some almond soap from there. They had, obviously Provence is known for their lavender, so they had tons of vendors of like fresh lavender and things that you could take back. I'm not a huge fan of lavender, like the smell of lavender, so I didn't really want any of that stuff, but I got some for family and stuff. So the final flea market that we got to visit, and we thought that we were gonna have a bigger flea market the last day, was in Aix-en-Provence. And when we first got there, I knew that there was a flea market happening, but I didn't know if we would make it in time or what time they stopped. But we were able to pretty much shop all of the vendors. I got the most beautiful set of teacups. They're brown, precious. They're actually English though. And I got them for €6. I got 2 pieces for €6. Look how cute that is. That's so cute. That's gonna go in my china cabinet. But I'm so glad that I actually got those, because that's the only thing that I got from that flea market. And it really wasn't that I didn't buy something that I really had to like have. I just didn't, that was the only thing that I saw that I really wanted. And then the day that we left, there was also another flea market that we thought was going to be a lot more home, but it was a lot of clothing vendors. I really wanted to get some books, so my mom got 1 and I got 2. So I got a French version of Anna Karenina, just because that's cool. And yes, I saw hardbacks, but I was very into paperback books like this when I was there. It's very unlike me. I don't know why, but I very much was. So I got that, and then this one that was called Pieces Roses. It's like a play. Final thing that I got were these 3 little pictures. They were so cute and little. They look old, but they're like prints, reproductions and stuff, but they were pretty cute. I got them for €10 for all 3. Overall, looking back on it, could I have brought back more? Yes. Did I buy everything that I wanted, that I saw that I wanted, and that what actually needed for the house or wanted to put in the house? Yes. And I want to go back on all the art and maybe put a little note, like a little post-it note or something, just like lightly on the back that says where I got it and what year, you know, so that when I don't know how old, like, we remember, you know, where it got it, but like the art was beautiful. The experience was amazing. I think that I'll leave you with this one thing, because it was making me feel some sort of way. I feel like you can be kind of bombarded by all of these things that you can do. Blogs online of all of these things that you should do, and when you're in Paris and when you're going to the flea markets, or what flea market to even visit. And I was constantly feeling like I wasn't seeing enough, you know, or doing enough, because there was so much to do. And I think halfway through our trip, I was like, no. We don't have to kill ourselves trying to do all of these things. We just need to pick something, enjoy it, take our time, enjoy where we're at, and not thinking like we need to go to this other flea market, or we need to go see this other museum, or there's so much to see that you have to make the most of your trip. You have to go with what you feel good. Like when we were in the south of France, I felt really guilty about not going to the other towns, like taking the train to go to Cannes or Nice. We were so tired. I think that there was one other place that I wanted to go to. It was a hotel in Aix-en-Provence. And I knew it, I was on my list. It was down the street. I was so tired. You know, I was like, I don't want to go. Like, there's just so much you can take in. So instead of feeling this constant like FOMO and constant feel like I'm missing something, we just kind of took a beat and we were like, let's just enjoy where we're at right now and go with the flow. And my poor mom was walking all over France. She walked every inch of that garden of Versailles with me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I hope you guys enjoyed coming with me. It was super fun. It was a lot of fun to film. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed coming with us and seeing kind of things from my point of view and everything that we did. I hope if you ever get a chance to go to the Paris flea markets, any of them, I hope you find an amazing piece to bring back with you. I wish I would have found some espresso cups, you know, kind of like handmade something, kind of like this, but in a cup form. That would have been epic. I was really looking for that, and I was looking for some kind of dog picture that I didn't find in my price range. But we had an amazing trip. I was so happy to get home though. We were there for a week and a half. It's a lot. Going on a trip and traveling, it takes a lot out of you. So I was definitely ready to get back, do fall things, get back to Kinsley. I missed her so much. Weather is cooling down. I want to do some like fall decorations on the staircase and put some more fall throughout the house. I want to go to like a pumpkin patch and get some pumpkins. I want to decorate the front porch. You know, just do all the holiday things. I will see you guys again on Sunday for another renovation video. I'm currently working on our bathroom. So if you haven't checked out episode 1, definitely check it out. And then I'll have another episode this Sunday. So be sure to tune in and make sure that you're subscribed. And then I'll have more vlogs starting next Tuesday. Kinsley put her baby in the luggage. Bye guys. Oh, I also got this tote bag. I forgot to say, I got this tote bag. I love a good tote bag. How cute is that? That is so cute.